It's like they say, the expression is a bank is like somebody that lends you an umbrella and says, when it rains, could you give it back to me? I need it. That would be maybe a big bank. A smaller bank where you could develop a relationship, and you can develop a relationship with the top of the bank. Like here in this particular situation, the president of the bank is here. Your name becomes very well known in the bank, and should you ever need anything which is out of the ordinary, that'll go a long way.
Saul, thank you so much for joining me here on Mind Your Business.
My pleasure to be here.
It's not the first time. You've been on a number of times before talking about such a wide range of topics, the Trump tax code, which no one else wanted to touch except you and your son, Simeon. Talk about this evening. What an event. Another Saul N. Friedman Company Business Academy. A packed room here. I mean, the energy here is fantastic.
Well, it's quite surprising to me that Investors Bank, who we got to know recently, is represented here by their president and their chief lending officer, and people running Brooklyn, people running the entire real estate department, bank with $27 billion in assets, and they're looking to grow. And they came here just as a PR to get the word out that they're here to service the community. And not only do they service the community, but they contribute to the organizations of the community. I know for a fact that there's one organization that I happen to be the vice president of, and that's OL Children's Services, that a couple of months ago they gave a very, very substantial gift for a certain program. The gift came even without any solicitation. They just decided that they love that organization for what it does for the community. So if you have a bank that not only is servicing their clients, but also is giving back, really giving back, not 5 cents of every dollar that you deposit, but we're talking about substantial amounts of money, that shows that this is a bank that really cares. And since I'm involved in OL, and since we refer quite a bit of business lately to them, it's in my interest that they should be successful, because the more successful they are, the more successful our clients will be, and the more successful the vital organizations in this community will be. Not only the Borough Park community, but also the Flatbush and Williamsburg community, the Lakewood community, where a lot of Orthodox Jewish people live, and where a lot of Orthodox Jewish people have businesses and service organizations.
So it's really special, and I hear the energy in the room, probably close to 100 people that have come out on the topic of understanding the bank's perspective. So just before I let you go, what tips could you share with any business out there and the importance of building a real relationship with a local bank?
One of the advantages of dealing with a local bank versus a large bank is in a local bank you have very little turnover of loan officers and loans executives. When you go to the big banks, they constantly keep rotating them. They're either rotating them into other divisions or into other states, or just telling them to leave altogether. It's very difficult to establish a relationship with the large banks because there is a big turnover. In a smaller bank, you find people that have been there for 10, 20, 25, 30 years, and you can really develop a great relationship where if they come to trust you and they know that your word is a word, there's no big deal in helping a company that's thriving, giving them all the loans they want. That's, anybody can do that. It's like they say, the expression is a bank is like somebody that lends you an umbrella and says, when it rains, could you give it back to me? I need it. That would be maybe a big bank. A smaller bank where you could develop a relationship, and you can develop a relationship with the top of the bank. Like here in this particular situation, the president of the bank is here. Your name becomes very well known in the bank, and should you ever need anything which is out of the ordinary, that'll go a long way. Of course, accountants also help because they present the paperwork to the bank that the bank needs on a timely basis, and prepared in such a way that the bank will get a hang of what's happening in the business. But the relationship that you develop, and as my son said, And I basically, when he speaks, it's like I'm speaking because I would say the exact same things. If you keep the bank informed as to what's going on in the business, whether it's good news or not so good news, don't surprise them. Don't ever surprise them because they get very upset when they get surprised. Why? Because if you surprise them once, who knows what else is lurking behind, you'll surprise them again. If you lose a big customer, or if one of your accounts receivable vendors goes bankrupt and you lose a lot of money, go to the bank. There's nothing to hide. It's not your fault. You're an honest person doing business. And they'll come around and help you. Maybe they'll adjust the borrowing base certificate on your behalf, make it easier for you to overcome that kind of loss. So the two things, develop a relationship with the officers and try to get up as high as you can in the bank. And number two, keep them informed. Tell them what's going on. Go over to them, call them, tell them it was a good month as compared to last year. It was not such a good month. The tariffs in China are hurting me, therefore my profit margin is less. Or when President Trump takes care of that, the tariffs won't hurt them anymore, and everything will be hunky-dory. So that's my advice to clients as how to deal with a bank.
Saul Friedman and Company, they're one of the, they're part of the team here that put together this event tonight. You can find out more information about them by visiting snfco.com, snfco.com. Saul, thank you so much for joining me here again on Mind Your Business.
It's been a privilege. Thank you,
Saul. I love the honor of interviewing C-level executives and sharing their great advice and perspective on Mind Your Business. I'd love to get your feedback. Post it in the comments below and subscribe. You'll never miss an edition of Mind Your Business.